Good morning, Ashwini ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Happy Teachers' Day, ma'am.
Happy Teachers' Day, ma'am, to you.
Can we start?
Yeah, we'll start.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we'll start. Thank you. Okay, so good morning, all. We'll start with the revision of yesterday's what we discussed. So, exception handling, multi-threading, these are the two main topic I covered yesterday. So, what is exception handling and why it is required? So, exception is nothing but because of some unavoidable things you face the error and your program stop execution. Okay, it comes out of the your running state. So to avoid such a type of exceptions or the error in the program, the Java have their inbuilt exception handling mechanism, but we can handle null pointer exceptions. These are the arithmetic exception, this type of exceptions by our own with the help of try and catch. So this exceptions is handled by an exceptional handler. So exceptional handler do this task for ourselves. So handle how to handle the exception with the try catch, finally throw and throws. These are the word we have seen the differences between the throw, means it only throw the single error or the single exception. Throws, it is we can write throws in front of message definition, and it throw many type of errors with the comma separations. Okay, finally means though your program is stop executing, you want the special message, you want to close some resources, all these things you can write inside your finally block, so that is necessary, that code will necessarily executed. Okay, catch means here, if any exceptions you found, so that will be caught here inside the catch blocks. Try is nothing but your logic is present inside the try. So three type of exception: check exception, uncheck exception. Check exceptions means those exceptions which are you will find at the compile time only. So that is a file not open. SQL exception, these are the check type of exception. Uncheck exception, null pointer exception, after the running of when you run your program, and after that if your program fails anywhere, so when it throw the exception, that is called as an unchecked exception. So null pointer is one of the example. Arithmetic, we already discussed the arithmetic exceptions. Divide by zero error. Okay, any number divided with the zero, it will throw the arithmetic exceptions. Error, we can't do anything about the error, they can be just ignored. Or it may be the error of stack overflow. This is the examples of error. So throwable is a main class. Exception extend that throwable class. Okay, and then the runtime exception extend your exception class. So everything is present in your exception. Then how this try and catch works? So try, write the try and write your code inside the try, means your logic inside the try, and catch exceptions with this exception class and object. Okay, so exception class will handle your exceptions. Okay, then the important points we have already discussed. Then throws, finally. Then man-made exceptions means at a smaller level, we not go with the man-made exception, means creating our own exceptions classes like those things. But when you go in the industry, that time each company have their own exceptions classes where they throw the errors which they want. Okay, So that is called as a except man-made exception. The chain exception is nothing but inside there is one try and catch block. So many catch blocks you can add after the one single catch block. Okay, so just only one note keep in the mind, that is the first catch exception all may be a subclasses and then parent classes, otherwise you will face an error. Multi-threading is multi-threading in real world, it is called as a multitasking. Means at the same time you are opening your Google Chrome, sometimes you are doing something editing or doing the programming, as well as your music is playing on the same PC. So that is nothing but the multitasking. In the programming language it is called as in multi-threading. That is only difference. The thread is nothing but your process, it is a lightweight process. And a thread can be generated by the two ways, or we can create a thread by the two ways. We already discussed, that is implementing runnable interface. But when you are implementing runnable interface, you must pass your thread class object to the your class object to the thread class, okay, constructor. So that is one thing. Then second, by extending thread class. So extending thread class is pretty simple, like extend your thread class and create the thread object and do whatever you want to do. Like the method we discussed, like sleep method is there, yield method is there, start, run. So these are the method which is present in the thread. So life cycle of thread we discussed, like new means you just created the object of thread class, means it is in the new OLS state. Okay, when you execute start method on that thread object, then it comes into the runnable state. Runnable state means, yeah, that thread object or that thread is ready for the running state, but it is not in the running state. Okay, then the running state means when you do t dot run, means if your thread object you have created is t, so t on that thread object you execute the run method. So t dot run method will your thread will come into the running state, and it will do the whatever the processing you written inside that inside the method, or the inside the method of that thread. Okay, so running, that time the thread will run. Okay, when that thread wants some resources, but that resources is blocked by some other threads, then that thread will go into the waiting state or in a block state. Okay, will that thread will wait for a sometimes to to get that resources which will release by some other thread who have occupied those resources. So that when the thread will release those resources, that which the one thread which is in the waiting period will take those resources and do the remaining processing. So that is the case. But when we terminate any thread, it will not be come inside again in the running state or in the runnable state, but whenever it is in the waiting period, it will come back to the runnable and then start the running. So notify, all these are also two methods. These are used while notifying other thread. One thread will notify other thread that I am done with my task, or if you want these resources you can take it. So this is done by the notify. This is a message communication happen between the two threads. So life cycle of thread, which is pretty simple. New runnable running. Thread have their own local stack. Means whenever the main will have their own local stack. Main is one of the thread. Okay, so thread have their local stack. Then we covered the brief idea about the collection. So collection is a framework in the Java. Okay, which is framework means base part of this collection is your data structure. So collections, these are the API created by the Java, so that you can't go into the details and write all the messy code of data structure. Instead of, you just call the API and you will get everything which is present in the data structure. So collection is a framework. Okay, means they have given you the base, you have to just do the topic. Okay, so that's it. This is all about the collection. So we'll see about the collection. Means we have discussed about the arrays and what array, okay, but array, what arrays are it's collecting this homogeneous types of element. Means if you are declaring the array of integer type, then it will store only the integer value, it cannot store the character or the string value inside that. The collection is the next step of this array, it store all the type of element whatever, means any data type of structure mixed together everything. So collections, it is a framework having a set of interfaces. We have seen the set of interfaces, we'll discuss again those interfaces. So these are the collection framework, and have the set of interfaces and the classes, okay, which is used to manipulate group of object. Manipulate group of object means it might have array list. Array list consist of some elements which of integer type, some of the element of character type. So you can do any manipulation on that array list, but you can't do the different group data type together inside the array, because array does not consider, only consider the homogeneous type of element. Then the collection framework was added to the Java 1.2 version. Prior to the Java 2, Java provided the ad hoc classes such as directory, vector, stack, property to store and manipulate group of objects. As I already discussed, as we are moving ahead, similar way Java is also growing ahead. The Java updations is coming into the market, so similar that this collection framework was added added into Java inside from the 1.2 version. So from 1.2 version we are using this collection, okay. So Java collection framework is contained in the Java util package. So where it is present, it is in the util package. Similarly, the scanner class is present in the same package. It provides a many important classes and the interfaces, okay, to collect and organize group of objects. So collection, we know, collect a group of object and into a single unit, and it is used to store, fetch, manipulate data, okay. So list is used to collect the element and referred by the list object. Component, collection component, so they have interfaces, they have the classes, apis. We can use the apis in our program, and we can achieve our logic or the requirement, okay. uh, or we can say end result. So collection interfaces, what interfaces in the collection have, that is set interface. Set is one of the interface, list, maps. So these are the interfaces present with the with this interfaces. They have the collection classes. What is collection classes means array list. What, from the name itself we get to know, this class is implementing list interface, okay. Hash set must be implementing set interface. When interface come into picture, it is a implement. Always remember, implement word is come when the we are using the classes in our program, then we extend those. So in that is called as a inheritance, extending inheritance, implementing interfaces, okay. So this collection classes, array list is there, hash set is there, which implement your collection interfaces. And concurrent implementation classes that are designed for highly concurrent users. Algorithm are that provide the static method to perform useful operations or the functions on collections, such as sorting. We can do the sorting also. The advantages of using collections. Uh, it reduced the programming efforts, okay. So why programming efforts is reduces, because collection, this is a framework, okay, which have the set of classes and interface which provide ready-made architecture. So this is providing us the ready-made architecture. We just need to implement or extend those things, those apis into our class, okay, and we'll do our coding. So the base, all these base things are there, present inside the framework. You need to just import those things, okay. That is why it reduces the programming features. Then the next thing is increase performance. Obviously when you are go with an array, as compared to the array list is a faster. So they have list have their advantages, disadvantages, map have their advantages, disadvantages, say will see everything. But because of this data structure, definitely your performance will get increases. Okay. Then provide interoperability between unrelated API and establish the common language, okay, to pass the collection back and forth. This increase productivity, already discussed, reduce the operational time. As it increases the performance, obviously the operational time will reduce. Okay. Then this is the hierarchy. We have seen the collection, the two differences there. First is collection, and with collections, these are the two different cases. This collection means without s is an interface, whereas this with the s is an class. So collections is a class which is the main class, object is our super class, so it is extending object class. Array is also extending object class. That is why we discuss array object, okay, is always created on the heap, as a string is also created on the heap, because this object creation always perform on a heap side. Otherwise all the native partial result storing, or the native variable, or we can say local variable, they are stored on a stack. So that is the one thing keep into mind. Then interface having collection, then interface having set, list, and queue. These are extending your this interface. This dash is nothing but represent extend, dotted dash represent your implements. Whenever interface come, implements. When two interfaces importing those things into each other, then extending those interfaces. So this set extend the collection interface, list extend the collection interface. But this has set, link set, reset, array list, vector, linked list, priority queues. So these are nothing but these are your classes. Okay. What these are classes, these are doing implementing, or these are implementing your set, sorted set, list, queue. These are the interfaces. So depend on your requirement, depend on what you want, you can choose any class in your program. Okay. If you want there is a requirement, you don't want any duplicate element in your program, or in your output, that then go with an set, because set with the hash set, go with the hash set or linked hash set, because set do not contain duplicate element. Okay. Whereas if you want ordered things, like if you are putting one first and then five then three, and the order is matter in your requirement, or that is important while displaying those results, that time go with the list, because it is ordered in the ordered manner. As compared to set, list is a fast one. Then I go with an array list instead of array, because array, if you declare the array with any fixed number, its size can't be increased. Okay. But and if you added or store less number than one memory space, or whatever the memory space will waste. Okay. That is why go with an array list, because array list can extend, or it can be shrink, depend on your requirement. Okay. Means whatever you are doing. So it do not store already the fixed length of memory, or it will not consider those elements which are already there. Okay. So array list is it can be dynamically grow or shrink, that the case. So whenever you do you want only five element to store inside the array, then go with an array. Otherwise, if you don't know how many element will store into the array, then always go with an array list. So these are the things, these interfaces, these classes have their own profitable, their prawns and crons also. So whatever your requirement, go with that. Apart from this collection, there is one more interface, map, which not come under this collection interface. So map have their hash table, hash map and tree map. Okay. This tree wala things have their interfaces of sorted set or sorted map, and these two are extending each other. Means interface of set this sort of set, sorted set extending your set. So this collection hierarchy wala this picture, if you remember now, you will understand whole the concept. Okay, so this is all about the Java collection. So the next is array list. Array list, this class provide the implementation of array based data structure. Means inside that it is using array logic only. Okay, that used to store the element in the linear order. This class implement the list interface. From the name itself, we are getting to know that it implementing the list interface and abstract list classes. It create dynamically array that grow based on the element strength. Means if you have firstly created the array list of 3, and then at the end you want fourth element, so you can add, so it is dynamically grow. Array list support dynamic array that can grow as needed. It can contain duplicate elements, so list contain the duplicate element, but it maintain the insertion order. If in your requirement insertion order is important, then go with an array list. There is no need to check duplicate. If duplicate is present, you're okay with it, then go with an array list. But the main difference between set and list is it contain duplicate element. Means the array list contain duplicate element, but it preserve your insertion order. Okay, that insertion order is maintained. And in the set the duplicate element are not present, but your insertion order is not maintained in that case inside the set. Then manipulation is slow because of lot of shifting needed by be occupied if any element is removed from the array list. What happen if there is like 100 elements are present, and if you are deleting the 58th element, then all these shifting needed from 58 element, 59 element will shift to the 58th position, 60 to the to the 59th element, so like this. So that is why, because of this manipulation, the array list is little bit slow. Okay, then array lists are not synchronized. Array list allows the random access because it works on the index basis. Okay, we'll see the program of array list, how we can implement the array list in our program. So array list is a little bit slower than the main array, but it is very helpful in the programs where a lot of manipulations are there. So for that, all we always go with an array list. Okay. Array list will create the array list of test class. So this is my test class, and here I will declare the array. Okay, so I want the main, so I will write. So now I will declare the array list. So how to declare the array list? Simple, array list. So this is the class. Okay, here one thing that is, you can't create the array list of primitive data types. Okay, inside the array list can't we can't use primitive data types like a integer character, so we'll go within wrapper class with which is the same as an integer character type, but instead of small int we use integer keyword. So wrapper class is there. So integer, we are creating the array list of integer type. Okay, and then object, we are creating a1, which is equal to object creation is all you know, that is nothing but similar array list. Okay, so array list of same type, integer, and this function bracket. So this is creating my integer type of array list. So array list, same array and list. This is a class we already discussed. So array list is my class here, which implementing what it is implementing my list interface. Okay. So array list is my class and implementing the list interface. So I'm created that array list with integer and object creation. Okay, then after that, why this is giving me error? Because we have to import those things. Right now the JVM is not understanding, or compiler is not understanding from where I will take this array list. You have written, but what is its parent resource? Okay, so it is present in the Java util, so I will import that. Now the error gone. Okay, so array list is present in the Java util. All these collections classes are present in Java util. You can write java.util, or directly you can write star, means importing all these classes which are present inside the util class. Or you can simply do the array list whatever you want. So dot star is also fine. Then we'll do what can we do? We will add a 5 element or 4 element inside your array list. Right now my array list is empty. Okay, so how to do? We already discussed the for loop. Okay, which is easy one, means we'll go within for loop. So I less than, consider I will add 5 element. Okay, until what? I plus plus, means will do the addition of element till a 5, means we are adding 5 elements inside the array list. So we'll add a1 dot add. See now, a1 is my object. When I put dot in front of, these are the element present in the array list. So add boolean, then add integer, means you add any index you want to add any element you can do, means you directly add at the third position you want to add 12, you can add. So that time use this method. Add all, if you want to add collections inside your array list, that time go with this add all index with the index, and particularly on that means at that index you want to add collection, so go with clear, means it removed all the element you are inserted into collection. Clone means it returns shallow copy of this array list. Inside contains means it will find out the element, if it is present it return true. Okay, then contain all, check the list means it is a collections, so it check inside the collection. Equal method for each. Get means at index, if you want to find out at what index or at what position that element is present, use this method get index. Get class index of particular element, if you are written any uh, value, and you or the object, and you want the index of that object, then is empty, means check that array list is empty or not. Iterator is used to iterate that array. Okay, so array list or something, so iterator for iterating those elements in the sequence. Last of index list iterator. Then notify all we already discussed. Wake up this notify Notify is nothing but wake up a single thread that is waiting on the object's monitor. If any thread is waiting on this object, one of them is chosen to be awakened. Okay, the choice is arbitrary. Okay, so that is not notify. We discussed this notify and notify all inside our multi-threading concept. So these are then parallel streams means if you want to execute anything parallelly, so parallel stream is used. Remove, same, removing any object or any index. Okay, that time remove collections. Size, finding the size. Sort, it sort the array list or anything. So these are the things which is present in these are the methods which are present inside your array list. So we'll do adding functions. Will add, what will add I, means if first time loop executed inside you my array a1, one will execute, one will add it, then two, then three. Okay, from 0 till 4, no, 5, equal to 5, no, so till 5, then we'll print what happened. Okay, we'll print one by one, we'll print. So we'll check printing. System dot out dot println, that is out, output of my output of array list. And I will display plus my A1. Fine. So now if I execute this code, okay, if I execute this, we'll see what happens. So it is giving me 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I add duplicate, what happened? We'll check. A1 dot add, I am adding. Again, I will add 4. Okay, we'll see what happened. Because in the theoretical part we discuss array don't array list allow duplicate element. Will check it is allowing or not. Okay, so see here 4 is added inside the loop, then 5, then loop is over. Outside of this for loop I added again 1/4 element, and that is added because already we have discussed in the theory lecture or the theory part that array list contain the duplicate element, but the insertion order is maintained. That is the difference between set and array. So this add is one of the method in the array list you can use. Now we want to remove the element from the array list. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll remove, for removing. Okay, remove the element. So for that we array list have remove function. So a dot remove. Okay, and remove, it is asking me the index, means from which index I have to remove. So we'll give the 3. Okay, and again we'll print the array. We'll check. Okay, so my 3 will remove or the third position will remove. Okay, we'll check. So after removal, what is my output? We'll check. Okay, so my first after the addition, what is my array list is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, but when I removed a1 dot remove, okay, so what happened? The 3 is removed. Okay, the 3 is removed because this is 0th position, this is 1, second, and third. So index of third position is removed. That is nothing but your 3. When I give 0, we'll check what happened. Okay, the 0 is removed. For better understanding, we'll do less than 5. Okay, and if I executed it, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, these are the 5 element. Okay, is present. And if I remove the index from the position 3, Then we'll check. So my third element is removed. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3. So third is removed. So this is the way removing of the element. So we remove the element at index 3. Okay. So these are add and remove element. Uh, we can print the element one by one. Means output is also we can print like. So one by one, how to print that element is again using the for loop. We can print int consider as an I which is equal to 0, I is less than size. Now size is one function, so we can use a dot size, right? A dot size is the function. So a dot size is function and I plus plus. Fine. So we can do system out dot print ln. Okay, print ln, and we have the function like get. Okay, we want to print the element, then a1 dot get. Okay, so get of I means we'll get at 0 a position what we have, that is 0, so it will display 0. Then at the first position what we'll have 1. Then at the second position we have second 2, and then lastly 3. Okay, and we'll do some formatting like to look good. So see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is printing like this. So whenever you want to print those things one by one, that time go with an for loop. So this is the way we printing. Okay, so what we have seen inside the array list, how to declare the array list. So array list is a type of collection. It is a class which implementing your collection interface. And how to declare the array list, creation is very simple. Array list with the wrapper classes. Okay, so integer is my wrapper class, and with the new array list we are creating the object. Okay, this is my object of array list, and this array list is present inside the util class. Okay, inside the util package. So you can directly do dot star, or you can write down the array list as a name, full name. Okay, when you do star, then whatever the classes in present inside the util, all these classes, see, when you go in on a util word now, you will find it contain all the collections classes. So all this collection framework is present inside that, as well as the date time facility. These are the things are present in the util package. So we are importing this array list class from this util package. And we have seen three methods of this array list types, that is add. By with the add we can do the addition of the element inside that array list, where we can add the element inside the array. Then we'll see how to remove that element from the index position, and with the help of index how we can remove it. Okay, and then we've seen how to display those array list with the help of size. Size is one function which is used in the array list, which will give you the size of the array. Once here you are adding of 5 elements, so size will be the 5. Okay, so till that time this loop will execute, and a1 dot get element, if you want a element of array list, so you will get it with the dot get element. So dot get method, so with the help of get method you will get the elements of array list. So adding the array list is simple. We can add a character, a string also inside the array. So this is for the this logic is for the adding integer type array. Okay, we'll check. If I declared the array of the string types. Can I add the element of string type? So we'll see that. Okay, now I will create again one array list. Okay, which is right now this is of string type, so I want the array list of string types. Okay, then what I can do, a1, which is equal to new same array list object creation, array list. Again here I am passing string. Okay, so this is I'm creating, this time I'm creating, you can give any name to this object, give the t whatever, so name is not matter, or you can write down the object as an things. So we I am creating the array list of string types. Okay, now we'll check, I will add a dot, we know that how to add the elements. So here my not a, here it is object, so I can add object dot add, and I will add what I can add, any string. So if I want to add com, okay, then I want to add object dot add, this is the method to add the array element. So here I want it. Okay. Similarly, object dot add, here I want to add E&TC. Okay, so these are the things I am adding inside my array list of type string. Okay, so we have already discussed here integer, what is primitive data types, those things should not be present. These are the wrapper classes, so these wrapper classes should be part of this list collections. Okay, so when I print this array list, we'll see what will be the output. Dot print ln. So this is array list of string type. Okay, and I will print what I will print, object semicolon. Okay, when I will execute this code, we'll check the output. See, it is giving me comp, it, and E&TC. So whatever the sequence ordering is maintained, okay, that is preserved in case of array list. Duplicate element allowed in the array list. If I added duplicate string, it will allow. Okay, so I will add comp again. So array contain duplicate elements. The main difference, see, comp is at the first zeroth position, comp is present, again at the last position comp is present, because we are adding it. So array list is contain duplicate element. Okay, then we'll do one more operations on the array removal. We seen we can do the removal operation directly. Object dot remove is the method. So if I write the write index, okay, if I write the index, so we can check. If I write the index of 1, we'll check what happened. Okay, we'll, so from the first position, what will be the remove? Okay, we'll do one thing. This is my original. After printing it, I'm removing some, and again I'm printing. Okay. So the first, my comp, IT, ENTS, and comp, these are the things are present in my array list. When I remove the first element, means obviously this is comp is 0, IT is 1, so IT removed. And after the removal, what will be my output? My output is comp, ENTC, and comp again. So removing this operation will seem like we have discussed inside the integer part, the same it will execute it here also. Okay, means at specific position, if you want to add anything, you can do, means object dot add, there is this 2 to 3 methods. If I check with the second method, at index this I want to add this element, so consider, now this is my new string. Okay, so comp ent set, now I have to add at the first position, I want to add it. Okay, We'll check. Double quote, not a single quote. Okay. Then after adding, what will be my output? Okay. So at first positions, I am adding IT. So द सी द सेकेंड आउटपुट जहाँ पे मैंने रिमूव किया वहां से आईटी फर्स्ट पोजीशन से तो हट गया, बट मैंने फिर से उसको बोला कि भाई मेरे को फर्स्ट पोजीशन पे आईटी फिर से ऐड करके दे। सो इसने फर्स्ट पोजीशन पे आईटी ऐड किया एंड आग जो भी बीच में थे, फर्स्ट पोजीशन पे ईएनटीसी था, उसको मूव किया आगे वाले पोजीशन। सो मैनिपुलेशन किया उसने, और जो भी बीच वाले थे सबको एक एक मेमोरी और वी कैन से इंडेक्स से उसने आगे आगे फॉरवर्ड किया। So these are the things. Add at specific index, we can do that, adding at specific index. Normal add भी कर सकते हैं, we discussed that is normal add, like add method at specific index, add with the index and जो भी element आपको add करना है वो फाइन। सो रिमूवल वी हैव सीन, साइज हमने डिस्कस किया। ओके। सो साइज हमने डिस्कस किया। अभी और एक चीज, वी कैन सेट, मतलब आई वांट टू चेंज दिस आईटी टू सिविल, सो आई कैन डू दैट विद ऑब्जेक्ट डॉट सेट, मीन्स आई एम सेटिंग whatever the element present at index 1, please set that index value as in civil. Okay, then we'll print. Again, I will print. What will happen? We'll check. Okay, now IT remove hua. So instead of IT, the civil is present. What I have set it to. So you can set anything at any time considering the index. So please always remember the index is most important thing. So while means while doing anything with an index, be careful. Okay, removal we have already seen. How to iterate this array, we discuss those things. So this is all about the array list. These are the basic things, or the basic methods which always you will find helpful whenever you are doing any programming related to the collections, or every day you use this when you are doing the coding inside the Java. So add method is there, remove, size, get particular, we want any element to get, so get method is there. Set method means at that index we want to set anything particular value, then we use the set method. Remove is there, it will remove everything. So with the help of remove, it will remove all method will remove, or will clear your all the array list. So clear, remove all, these are the two methods. So this is all about the array list. So array list, this nothing but inherit your abstract list classes and implementing list interface. Okay, that is we already discussed. Initial array list is initialized by the size, and sizes increases automatically. Means firstly when you initialize a size is nothing, but when you add one element, these three elements, consider this, when you add these three elements, that time array list is of 5 size, but when you add 4 it becomes 6. So array list size is dynamically. Okay, it allow, you can allow the random access to the list, means you can access fourth element at any time with the get index of 4. When you write that code, you will get fourth element, so randomly you can access the elements. Okay, and they cannot use the primitive types, we for that we use the wrapper classes. Okay, so and this is not synchronized one. So this is all about the array list. Now the how this array list works internally, how it is working internally. So array list is nothing but inside it is dynamic array only, so we do not have to specify the size while creating it. Automatically that sizes increases when we remove, so the sizes shrinks. Okay, so all these things. So internally it is array only. Okay, so array list, this is the array list concept. This is one of the type in the collections, or it is a class of. Okay, then we'll move ahead with the linked list. Okay, what is linked list? So Java linked list class provide the implementation of linked list. I hope array list is clear to everyone. Just do all these things like how to add the element, how to remove the element, how to check the size. So do it on your own. I have explained for the integer type and string type. You can do other or other wrapper classes also, or you can do for the collections of collections also. Okay, so those do those things. We'll move ahead with the linked list. So what is linked list? Java linked list class provide the implementation of linked list data structure. Okay, so it uses doubly linked list to store the elements. It implement the list dq queue interface and extend abstract sequential list class. So linked list class extend abstract sequential list and element implement the list DQ. DQ is a queue type only and a queue interface. It can be used as a list, stack, or queue as it implement all the related interface. It allows null entry. Means inside the linked list you can add null entry. It again linked list it dynamically in nature. Means memory whenever it want it it grow. When you delete it shrinks, so it is dynamic in nature. Size, it can contain duplicate element and it is not synchronized. Array list also not synchronized. This linked list is also not synchronized. Duplicate element are present in the array list. Similar way it is also present in the linked list. So reverse traversing is difficult in the linked list. In the linked list manipulation is faster because of no shifting is required, because linked list contain the address of next link. Okay, but these array lists are stored these element in a continuous memory location. Because of that, when you do the manipulations on the array list, it take too much of time. It is not that much fast as compared to linked list, because linked list contain the address of the next list or next node. Okay, it contain the address of the next node. So that is the difference between the linked list, array list. Both contain duplicate element. One null is allowed, null entry is allowed in the linked list. So this is linked list data structure. Means linked list class. Inside that there is implementation of linked list data structure. Okay, which is again linear data structure. Elements are stored. Element are not stored in a continuous memory location, and every element is separated. Separate the object with the data part and the address part. So address part is maintained. Okay, the element are linked using pointers and address. Okay, so pointer is there and address is important in the linked list. If you lost any address, you will lost a whole linked list. Okay, and each element in the linked list is known as a node, so it is called as a node. Okay, so we'll see the example of this linked list. Okay, how to create a linked list. And so array list, I hope it is clear to everyone. So I will create a one class. Consider this as a linked list test. Okay, linked list. Okay, I want public main method. So this is my linked list test class. Now, how to declare the declaration declaration part. Okay, so how to declare the linked list? Same as an array list, nothing is complicated, because this is the framework is provided by the Java. So all these things become easier when you go and implement all from the basic, it become messy. Okay, so that time you must know all this logic. all the basic things, or the basic knowledge you should be there. But for these things, these are the apis, these are the things which you are just importing. All base is present, you are just doing the topping, or you are writing your logic only, that's it. Beside or behind that, the implementation of linked list data structure is present. Okay, so you don't need to worry about what is the basic things, because they, all these things are provided by this collection framework to you. So you just write your logic. So linked list. Okay, so linked list, this is my this is my class I want, I am importing or I am using inside my linked list test class. Okay, so I want the functionality of this linked list class inside my this linked list test class. Okay, that is why I will create the object. Now here we will take integer type. Okay, so integer type, consider this is object, any name to object, link list. Okay, which is of integer type. This is the object creation process. Okay, so why it is giving me error? Because कंपाइलर को पता नहीं चल रहा है कि यहाँ ये तूने लिखा तो है, बट ये कहाँ से आया है, इसका कुछ सोर्स तो बता दे, कुछ तो पॉइंटिंग तो बता दे, तब मैं इसके जो फीचर्स है वो मैं तेरे लिंक लिस्ट क्लास टेस्ट क्लास में ऐड कर सकता हूँ। फॉर दैट मुझे उसको बताना चाहिए कि इसका सोर्स कहाँ है, मेन सोर्स कहाँ है, सो दैट वो मुझे सारे मेथड ऑफ लिंक लिस्ट के लेके देगा इन माय क्लास। ओके, so just control and space, you will the automatically Eclipse will import everything for you. Okay, sorry, यहाँ पे ed linked list. So this is creation of linked list, simple, एक very simple और clear भी. So linked list creation is linked list with integer object creation. So I have created the object of linked list data type. Okay, now I have created. Now I have to add inside that object, means we will add some element inside the linked list. So how the same method, add method will use. So add, how to, okay. With the help of for, it become easy for us to add. So we'll take the help of I. Sorry, for loop. I is less. I is less than is 5. Okay, I'll take equal to 5, and then I plus plus. Okay, so I am adding, so I will add object dot add method, same like an array, array list. I am adding the elements inside the linked list. Okay, same thing is there. Now print system dot print ln linked list elements. Okay, plus object. Okay, how to print the object? Plus we know, plus we use whenever we want to print anything on the console. System out dot println, this is the statement we use for printing anything on my console. Okay, when I execute this program, let's see, run. So 1 2 3 4 5, so these are the 5 elements are added inside my linked list. Okay, now we have added the element inside the linked list. Now we want to remove. Okay, same like an array list, we remove with object dot remove. If I want to remove from the first position, and will print again deletion. Now check, this is zeroth position, though we are inserting from the first position, but for the linked list or array anything, they always start with the zero. Okay, so zero first they find two, so they remove the two from the my linked list. So my output will be after deletion 1 3 4 5. So this is deletion or the removal. Okay, then if I want to print this array sorry, print this linked list one after the other, so for that printing we'll see the two methods of this linked list. One is size, so consider I is equal to 0. Okay, I is less than size of that linked list. So size is one function, okay, less than size, and I plus plus, and then I want to print. So what I can do, system dot out dot print ln. Okay, printing. So what I want, get. So object, I want to, I want all these elements, and those elements can be accessed with the help of index, with the help of get function, where I will pass the index. So I'm passing here index, and for good look, I'm doing this formatting. This is just formatting. Okay, space. So one by one, how it is look. So like this. This the elements will look like this. So this is all about the linked list. So linked list, nothing but it is the present. It is the collection users collection framework, and which is present in Java util package. So it is present in the Java util package, this class implementation of linked list data structure, which is of linear data structure, and they are not stored in the continuous memory location. Each element in the linked list it's called as a node, and they can dynamically grow. But due to the dynamic and ease of insertion of deletion, over means they are preferred over the arrays, because the manipulation take a less time, because here all these are not present in the continuous memory location. They store the address, okay, of next node. Only the thing, they are not synchronized one, that is the, and null value can be added inside this linked list. So add function we have seen, remove function we have seen. Also the remove function, we have removed the element from the first position. Also we can remove the element from the first and the last. So methods are there, object dot remove, remove first. So first element will remove. Okay, what is my first element? If I remove this one, no, after that my first element is one. Okay, I will comment this. My first element is one, so we'll check it will remove one or not. Okay, so see, one is removed. If I want to remove the last object, last index, so I will use remove last. So remove last. Will remove last is one of the method. So now the my last is 5. We'll check what will be the output. See, 3 and 4. My first is remove. Okay, my last is remove. The remove one, I have removed. Okay, manually the 2 is removed. So pending elements are 3 and 4. Now I again do the first and last. So my 3 is the first one now. Okay, right? So that 3 will remove. See, only the 4 is present. So removal from the first, removal from the second is also present. Similar way, we have created the linked list of integer. You can create the linked list of string also. Okay, and you can add the element at specific location. You can set the value at the specific location. So here, if I remove the object from the first, I want to add. So I will add at the first. What I will add, I want the 12. Okay, if I am adding the 12 and I'm printing the value, what will be the mine? output. So here the 12 is added to the first position. Means after the deletions of the last element deleted, after that only 4 is pending. Okay, so 4 का पोजीशन क्या है, 0. मैंने क्या बोला कि फर्स्ट पोजीशन पे 12 ऐड कर. सो दैट इज वाई उसने क्या किया कि फर्स्ट पोजीशन पे 12 ऐड किया. अगर मैं बोलती 0 पोजीशन पे ऐड कर, which is 4 is already present on the 0. Check, will check कि क्या आउटपुट आता है. सो वो 4 आगे पोजीशन पे गया और 0 पोजीशन पे 12 आया. Okay, so you can add at any specific location if you want. Okay, changing element you can change. Means if I want other value of 4, so what I can do, set, I use the set. So set is 1. सो सेट क्या, फर्स्ट पोजीशन में जो भी इंडेक्स है मतलब 4 है उसको 24 कर दो. ओके, सो विल चेक द आउटपुट आफ्टर सेट. ओके, सो सी अभी I set the 24. So at the first position there is 4, so change first to 24. So 24 set हुआ. Okay, removing. So remove also, we seen directly remove करते हैं. Okay, so these are the things of linked list. How to declare the linked list, which is pretty simple. Linked list and use the integer, string, whatever you want. So these are the wrapper classes you can use. Add within for loop we have added. We can add with normal add 1 2 3 element without using for loop, but one in a one stroke if we want to add something, so use the for loop. Then remove function to remove the element. Remove first will remove the first element which is present, then remove last element will remove. Add to the specific locations or the specific index. If you want to add that element to specific location, then use this method add with index and element. Then you can remove from the specific location. The two method are present. Remove, this is directly index wala method. Also one method is present, index comma element. Okay, then set, you are setting the value. Okay, so that is, so this is all about the linked list. Since linked list internally कैसा work होता है, so linked list is act as a dynamic array. Again internally it works as an array, and we do not have to specify the size while creating it. The size of this list automatically get increases when when we add something and remove items. Okay, okay, it is grow or shrink depending upon the R functions, adding or removing. Also, the element are not stored in the continuous fashion, therefore there is no need to increase the size. Internally, the linked list is implementing doubly linked list data structure. The main difference between normal linked list and doubly linked list, that doubly linked list contain the extra pointer, typically called the previous pointer. Means previous and next address are present, okay, together. But in the singly linked list, only one pointer is present. But here inside the linked list, they are internally uses doubly linked list data structure. So add, remove this, get element, get index, get first element. If you want to find out the first element, you can use the method. So there are n numbers of method is present. When you do object dot, just check each what is the use of each and every method. There you will see here. So what is the functionality, how to do the sort. Okay, how you can find the sub list. So sub list is also there. From index डालो, if you want the sub list from 0 to 1 or to 3. Okay, so that time what will be your output. So check all these functionalities of or the check all these methods of this array list. Okay, so array list as well as the linked list. So these are the two classes we learned, array list and linked list. So these are implementing your list interface. Okay. Now we'll see the set interfaces. Okay. The next is set. So before moving set, I anyone have any doubt in the list or array list, linked list? Any doubt here in the list, array list, linked list? They are using your list interface. Internally they are array only. Difference between array list and linked list is that it is in continuous memory location. Elements are present here, it is not in the continuous memory location, because array list contain the address things. Internally linked list uses doubly linked list structure. Okay, so this collection framework will the collection framework provide us all these APIs. We are just using those APIs in our program and doing the things done for us. So Java collection hierarchy, so these are the similar way you can create a tree set. जैसे हम लोगों ने array list create किया, linked list create किया, similar way you can do the tree set creation, same object create करने का and operation perform करने का. Here internally it uses sorted set. So tree set is already sort one. So sorted set is implementing. So these are the hash set, link set, tree set, array set, vector. Vector we don't use right now, but it is used prior to 1.2 Java version. Linked list, priority queues. Okay, after ये कलेक्शन का ये मैप एक पार्ट नहीं है. मैप इज अगेन द डिफरेंट वन. विल सी मैप एंड सेट with the example. So map what, if you see in the JSON data, JSON type, no, there is like key value pair. So key value pair means what? For the first, if one is there, then the one is an ID or the key. For that, the value is ABC. Okay. Similarly for the two, the value is PQR. Okay. So like this, PQR. So key value pair element are present in the map. So map always have key value pairs. Okay, so set list, we have seen array list as well as the linked list contain the duplicate element, because the list interface only contain the duplicate element, it allows the duplicate value. But we'll check the set allow the duplicate value or not. Okay, when we do the programming about the set, then we'll check. Then map, same key value pair. Okay, so any issues how internally it works, link, at least the link list interface or array list and linked list class. I've already discussed how the implementation internally works. Any doubt in the array list collection framework? Okay. Just check other methods also, that how it works. Implement those things on your own. You will means all these concept will clear to you. Object dot is empty. So is empty is also one method. It will give the boolean output as a true or false. If your element this whole list is empty, it will print, it will give you true that object is empty. Okay, for this we'll check. See, we'll now do debug. We'll, we'll add breakpointers. Okay, and we'll check object is empty or not. Okay, so this is the debug, doing the debug Doing debug will clear all the concept. With the F6, I'm moving ahead. This is my object creation. Okay, this is blank because nothing is present inside the linked list. Okay, now here I. Now the value of first I is 1 because it is initialized to 1. Now object is blank. If I move ahead, now we'll check the object value. See, the object is 1 is added. Okay, because I have written object dot add I. So I value is 1. So inside this linked list 1 is added. Now I plus plus. So object value will become 2. We'll check. Sorry, I value become 2. Now check, I value is 2. Now object dot I, what it will do, it will add the second element. Okay, when I go next, now the second element is added. See, the second element. So here you will check, value is 1 is added, second value is 2 is added, and inside the object 1 2 is present. Now my I is 2. Okay, but now I will get plus plus and I will become a 3. So I is 3. Now element is added into the my object, so the linked list become 3, size of 3. Then fourth, similarly, eyes increases with the 5. Now object have 4. Okay, then I become 5. Now object, if you check object 5, now here my I is become 5. Okay, it comes out of loop because when I become 6, that time this condition fails, which is ternary condition, termination condition. So that is why it comes out of loop, and it will print this object. So object have linked list object of 5 elements. Okay, now you will see the output on the console screen after the. So see, here these element are present, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, now I printed the sublist 0 to 3. I have not printed, but you will see the object. So 0 to 3.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Your presentation is seen. Your screen is not seen.
Now it is visible.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Then then line number 21, we are actually doing the debugging, how the code works. I'm showing it inside the debug. Okay, so object 1 is, see, object 1 is this. Okay, means index of 1. So it will remove this element. What is the 2 value? So we'll check. If here my object list is 1 2 3 4 5, when I go ahead on line number 22, we'll check what will be my output. So here see, now the 2 is removed, 1 3 4 5. Okay, because this line number removed the element. Now remove first element. So this the first element is now 1, correct? So it will remove. When I go ahead, see, now we'll see the output. Object is 3 4 5. The next line is remove first element. Okay, so object have 3 4 5. Now my last element is 5. Okay, when I go ahead, we'll see the objects value. So object have 3 and 4 only, correct? So when you do the debugging, now everything will be clear for you. Now my first element, now my 24 line number, the cursor is on 24 line number where it is written remove first. When I check the object, first is my 3. Okay, so we'll check. When I move ahead, definitely my 3 is removed. So out remains, whatever the remains in the linked list, it is 4. So now I am printing, you will see on a screen. So see, only fourth is there. Now what I am doing, I am adding 12 at zeroth index. Right now at a zeroth index, what is present? 4 is present. But I am adding explicitly at line number 20 at 0 position, 12 I am adding. So what happened when I go ahead and I will see, so at zeroth position, what is value is inserted? 12. And at a 1, the present value is वो आगे मूव हो गया एक इंडेक्स, सो दैट इज मूव अहेड. Now I'm printing, so now my value is 12 and 4. Okay, now I'm setting explicitly, I'm changing the value. So at a first position it is 4, value is 4, I'm setting it to 24. So here it is right now as a 12 and 4. When I move ahead, now check my object value is 12 and 24. This line will print it. Okay, so it is printing 12 and 24. So object is empty. Just do this, control shift and I, it will give you the result of any if else conditions wala result will give control shift I. So it is giving false. Why it is giving false? Because two element are all are present in my linked list. That is why the object is means the linked list is empty, not empty. That is why it is giving me false. Okay, and it is coming outside the loop. So that's it. That is all about the linked list. We have debug all these things. You just do the debugging on your own. All this concept will like वो क्लियर हो जाएंगे जैसे आप डिबग करोगे, एक एक फ्लो चेक करते जाओगे. सो और जो भी चीजें हैं, कंसेप्ट है जो थेरोटिकल हमने पढ़ा, वो क्लियर हो जाएगा प्रैक्टिकली. लिंक लिस्ट कंटेन डुप्लीकेट एलिमेंट. इफ यू ऐड डुप्लीकेट एलिमेंट, they are able to add. Okay, here we see in the com. Okay, so on your own, do the programmings of array list, linked list, or those classes which implement the list interface. So those linked hasset, do the link hasset, implement link hasset. Okay, well, we'll take 15 minutes ka break. We'll come at 11:45 around. So after that, we'll see or we'll debug what is remaining, map and set. So the two collections will cover set and map. Their operations will debug. Will do the coding of set and maps. Okay, so and after that, one point is pending, that is JDBC. How this implement, we implement JDBC, how we'll connect the Java program with your backend database. So we'll cover that. So two collections things are pending, maps and set will cover, and JDBC. This will end your Java course. I hope I covered everything which is needed for the Java programming. Just go through the ppt or one concept, do one a single program of each concept, you will understand everything. So we'll take a break of 10 to 15 minutes and we'll come back again. Okay, fine, everyone. So thank you, we'll meet. Okay, we'll start with the next point. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so the set interface is the next interface. So Java has set classes used to store the unique element. Means set do not contain any duplicate element. It uses hash table internally to store the element. It implements set interface and extend the abstract set classes. Declaration of this is given below. I will explain everything, how to declare this hash set. It create a collection that uses hash table for the storage. A hash table store information by using mechanism called the hashing. So hashing is the technique which use for this hash set, for this set interface. Hash set does not contain any maintain any order of elements, so ordering is not preserved in the hash set. Hash set contain only unique element. It allowed to store null values. It is not synchronized the base of approach for the search operation. When you do the searching, that time the hash set is the best approach. Then initial default capacity of the hash set is 16. Always remember this. This might ask in the interview. The capacity initial or the default capacity of hash set is the 16. So the main point of this, it internally uses hashing technique to store all these elements. It is not it is non synchronized. Then it can store the null value, but it do not maintain the any order of element. Insertion order is not maintained in the hash set, but it contain the unique element. Means duplicate element are not present in the hash set. Okay, so we'll see the programming part of the hash set. Hash set test class. Okay. So hash set contain do not contain a duplicate element. It does not maintain any insertion order. Okay, so a hash set implements your set interface. So set interface is unordered collection of object in which duplicate values cannot be stored. This is one point. Then this collection is used when we wish to avoid any duplications of the object. When there is a requirement that is duplicate value should not be present in your data structure, that time go within set interface, implement a hash set, or implement any class which or use any class which implement the set interface. The set interface is implemented by various classes, like it is implemented by hash set, tree set, link hash set, use anything. The syntax for everyone is same. Okay, we already discussed about the list interface. We implemented the we implemented array list and linked list. Okay, now the set. So how to implement this hash set? So hash set class is an inherent implementation of the hash table. Internally it uses hashing technique. Okay, so hash table data structure is used internally. The object that we inserted into hash set, they are not guaranteed to be inserted in the same order. Means the order, insertion order, or the order which is maintained or preserved in case of array list or linked list, it is not preserved or maintained in case of hash set. Okay, in the set, the object are inserted based on their hash code. So hash code, internally hash code or the hashing technique is used, and this allows the insertion of null element. Okay, so let us understand now with help of program. Okay, how to declare this hash set. Okay, so hash sets, same way, using your string integer, those are the wrapper class. Okay, this is my hash set object, considered as an object, whatever any name you can assign. obj or hs has set, that is why hs, and then new hash set. Okay, the new hash set with string type, right? And this is the function, that is why it is giving me error, because we have not imported. So java util package where all the collections classes are present, so import of java util classes is must, otherwise a compiler will give you the error. Okay, same function like in the linked list we have seen the add function. Similarly in the array we have add function. In the hash set also, when you check hs, that is the object of hash table dot, with the dot you will find all these methods which are present in the hash set. So add all, then clear, which remove all these elements, clone, shallow copy creations of the object, contain finding the element in the array, sorry, in the hash set. Contain all means if collection inside the collection is present, and find the element inside the collection. Equals, for each get class hash code, you can find the hash code of particular things. Also is empty means it check that hash set is empty or not. Iterator, for the iterating purpose is used, like it is a for loop type only. Notify all this concept, this methods seen inside your multi-threading, yesterday's multi-threading topic. Notify all parallel streams to run parallelly. Remove all, removing the object. Okay, then size, that you will find out the size. Okay, then the to array means you can convert this table to array. Anything vice versa is also possible. Wait, these are also the thread processes. Okay, so now we'll go with the first sh dot add. Okay, so add method will add your string. I have declared hash set with the string, so that is why it is giving me string. If I declared with the int, so it will show me int as an int. So firstly hash, again I will add comp. Okay, then hash table dot add, I will add double quote. So I am adding IT department. Then hash dot add, I'm adding consider as an E&TC. Okay, s dot add, then make. Okay, so I have added this, all this comp IT NTC and make inside my hash set. Okay, now I will print that hash set. So there is a bit difference of printing or traversing the array list and linked list. Here we directly do with using the for loop. Linked list we did, but for the hash set we use iterator. Okay, for traveling those elements. Okay, so iterator is again one class, will create iterator of string type. Okay, iterator is of string type, and string ITR use any object creation with new word. Sorry, iterator. So we want to pass this object to this side. Okay, it is giving me error because we have not imported it. It is present in Java util. If I did dot star directly, it will not give me the error. Okay, because everything is present inside the util, that will import it here directly. Okay, now h dot for iterator. So I have to, I am using iterator, so use iterator method. Now what it will do, while loop we have already discussed. What iterator has next means it will check every time when comp will display. After that, when the iterator comes to next point, it check that h1 dot iterator has a next element or not. If yes, it will print it. Again it will check the next, come to the next point, then it will check it, iterator has next element or the hash table has has a next element. If yes, it will print, otherwise it will come out of the loop. Okay, so simple itr dot has next is one method. Okay, it will check the next element is present or not. If it is present, will print. So this is the way we can traverse all the link, like we travels has set element. Then println with, okay, we'll do like we'll write elements of hash set, okay, for some formatting like iterator dot next. It will print our element. Okay, when I execute this code, we'll check what happened. So proceed. See, first element is com, second is E&TC, then make an IT. Okay. See, this sequence is come with a descending order. Okay, your alphabetical order. Okay. So ascending. Sorry, comp is first, then E&TC, then make an IT. So it is giving me output in this way. Okay. So by this iterator, with the help of iterator class, we traverse the element. So this is the main difference between set and list. Set do not contain duplicate. As I said, we'll check that if I add again IT, we'll check what will be the output. So see, IT comes only one time. When we consider the this element array list and we added IT one more times again, that time it is giving me duplicate. Okay, so we'll check here. If I did this array list, see here IT and then IT comes to two times. Okay, right? But has set set do not contain duplicate element. That's why when I run has set program, that time only one time comp is coming. Sorry, it is coming. Okay, not two times. Though I added two times, it is coming only one time. So it depends on your requirement. You go with the has set or link list or the array list. Okay. Um, So internally it uses set interface, and hash table means hashing algorithm is used. Hashing technique is used. By default size is 16 for this. Okay. Then or others functions like same will remove something like s dot remove. So remove is remove function is there. So we can add remove the some, for example, make. Okay, and we'll check what will be the output. This is before, as it is already present, so duplicate, giving me duplicate error, that is it is present duplicate before, and then after, after. Okay, and I run, or we can iterate h dot remove make. Okay, we are removing the make, directly will print. Okay, system dot out. Okay, HS will check. Yes, output. See, comp ENTC IT. Instead of executing or returning the next element, what we'll do, we just directly printed on the console. So HS giving me the output which remove the make from that list. So comp ENTC in IT. So remove is one of the function. Okay, iterate, we can add element at specific time, means specific location. So add, these methods are there, add, collection and exchange. These are two method extra add methods are present inside this hash table. Just check. Or so remaining things, remove element, we remove the element. Then iteration, we have already discussed about how to do the iteration. So this is all about the hash set. So the hash set, these are the methods. Just remaining methods, try uh, on your own. Is empty, means check that hash set is empty or not. Okay. If right now there is nothing, sh dot clear is a method which remove everything from your list. We'll debug, we'll check. Okay, so here iterator, I have created the iterator. Before that, my hash set contain these, the element contain comp ENTC make and IT. So iterator has next, means it comes for the first point. So when you see control shift I, so it is giving me true because first element is present. Now it will print that element on screen. Okay, comp is printing. Again it will check for the iterator, next element is present or not. So yes, it is true, means it is present because it is present next. So it is giving the ENTC. Again F6, the EMAC. Okay, and now again one more time it is giving IT. Now we'll check it what it is giving, that is false, because after the last element IT, the next is duplicate IT, but hasset does not allow the duplicate keyword. That is why it is not giving as a true, it is throwing as a false. So the next element is not present, that is why it come out of the loop. Now here my object, by has set object content comp ENTC make an IT, and here on a line number 619 I written remove make. So when I do F6, that time make will remove from this list. Now my list become comp ENTC and IT. Okay, when I do the clear operation, we'll check what happened. So when I do the clear, that time everything is cleared, like all elements will get deleted. And if you check the output, it will show true because your hash set is empty now. And when you display that, it will display empty hash set. So here empty things are present, so empty hash set it is showing. Again size is one method which you can add. You can see the size of your dot size, you can check the size of your hash table or the hash set. Okay, so this is all about the set and list. Clear differences like set content not content duplicate, list content duplicate. Set does not maintain any order, but linked list maintain the insertion order. Means what? here we added the element like comp id ntc make, but what we are getting on the console is different. Comp ntc insertion order, in the way I have inserted it is not maintained here, but when you check with the array list, in case of a link we seen this output, it is giving me comp id ntc in which like in which line number we are added that that insertion rows or insertion things are preserved in case of list, but it is not preserved in case of set. Okay, so these two three difference are there. There is one more thing like hash set. Similar like hash set, there is an tree set is also there. Okay, so ordering in case of considering the ordering basis, so element in the hash set are not order, here it is not order, right? But in case of tree set, they maintain the object in the sorted order. Okay, either a comparable and comparator method in the Java. So tree set is already in the sorted order in an ascending. Okay, it is they are sorted in the ascending order. Then the null object means hash set. This hash set allow the null object, but tree set does not allow you the null object. They throw the null pointer exceptions. Okay, so speed and all things are considering between the hash set and tree set. So for the operation like search, insert and delete, it take constant time for these operation on an average. Hash set is faster than the tree set because hash set is non-synchronized one, that is why it is faster one, but tree set is synchronized one. So tree set mostly take log of n this much of time for a searching and deletion. Okay, but tree set keep all the sorted data, so it support the operation like higher return. Okay, and the least return, floor, selling, these are the methods where they we can uh, we can use inside the tree set. So these operation are also have the time complexity like o of log n. So implementing a tree set is similar like your hash set, which is not a big matlab a big difference between the hash set and tree set. Okay, only the faster and then ordering, then null object. These two to three differences are there in the tree set and the hash set. Okay, so this is the next collection type, that is tree set and hash set. We already discussed linked list, array list. This is hash set. One more pending is then the next hash set Java collection classes. So these are whatever we seen, they are used for searching, sorting, copying, making shallow copying, adding, deleting. Okay, so these are used for those things. These are nothing but your collections classes. Okay, then the next is map. Okay, so what is map? I already discussed. Map means it is storing your values in the key pair. Okay, so it is always in the form of key. Then hash map. The hash map internally how it is works and what operation it performs. Same. It is a hashing technique is used. Key value pair is there. So hashing is the process of converting your object into integer and formed with the help of method hash. Hash code is a method. Hash code is a method. With the help of that hash code, it created a specific hash code for specific key. Okay, so this is all about the hashing technique which is used in the hash map also. The hash code method is there. Equals method are there. Okay, equals method equals method is present in the map. Okay, so equal method is used to check the two objects are equal or not. Okay, this method is provided by the object class. This is object class method. Okay, equals method, and you can override this in your class with your own implementations. Okay, then bucket concept is there. So bucket is one element of the hash map array. It is used to store the nodes. Okay, two or more nodes can have same bucket. In case the linked list structure, it also connected the nodes. Okay, buckets are have different capacities. A relationship between the bucket and that is capacity. Bucket is always like capacity equal to number of buckets into load factor. That is the calculation. Then initial capacity of hash map is same like an hash set. We seen 16, which is one of the favorite question of the interviewer. That is capacity of the initial or the default capacity of hash set. It is 16. For the hash map is also 16. Okay, they are always in the key value pair. Okay, here whenever we want to add, we use add function. In case of hash map, we use put function. So put and get is the function used in the case of hash map. Okay, and get is used, like get is used to get the value of the any key, or you can pass key or anything else you want. Okay, so hash map internally uses your map interface. Okay, so we'll see the program for the hash map, which is our last collection type. List we have seen with the two example, array list and linked list. Set with the hash set. You can do a tree set also. Okay, coding same as an like a hash set. We'll check the map. So map test. Okay, how it is look, we'll check, we'll debug. Okay, so again this hash map is present inside your util java util package. Import that, import java dot util dot star. Okay, so it will import that hash map class into your class, like map test class, all the details. Then here it is two types, like key value pair, right? So I am doing here two, string comma integer. Okay, so my key will be my string and value will be my integer. Okay, this is my object, which is equal to new object creation, new hash map. Okay, new hash map. You are right, you write string or you just ignore it. Okay, it is giving error because map is capital M. Java is a case sensitive language, so when I write M, it is giving me error. So you write directly string integer here, or you can ignore on a right side, your choice. Okay, then the next thing is why we have written two string and integer, and we have not written anything here, only one value, because map always comes with a key value pair. Means, for example, for example, name is my key and value is abc. So the name is key, which is a string type, and value is of integer type. So you can write this is of any type, right? For this it may be string. For I have taken string integer, so roll number, this is my string, and a 12 roll number, so that is the integer type. So this hash map always come with a key value pair. Okay, so declaration of the hash map is this by this way we can declare the hash map. Simple same as an linked list, same as an array list, same as an hash set, tree set, same, linked hash set, same. So whenever you go, just import those classes into your class. Here my class name is map test, so I'm importing all those collection classes inside my map test, and I'm creating the object of this hash map. Okay. Here also see that hash table based implementation of map interface. So base implementation is map interface. Implementation provide all the map operations and permit null values and a null key. Okay, so it allow one null value and null key, and multiple null one null key and multiple null values. Okay, we'll check. And then what are the operation object dot. So these are clean, clear, clone, compute, 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 elf. Then if present, contain key, means have it contain the value, find for the finding value, entry set equals for checking two object are equals, this is object method. Then the for each get class, these are the method. Merge, notify, put means adding. For till date we seen the function like add for the addition, or adding any new value into our list. In case of map we use the put function, so map dot put. Okay, and we this is key value pair. So add like will add abc is my first string, and for that my value is considered as an 12. Okay, so next is my object dot put, and I am adding key as an pqr, and my function is key is pqr and my value is 24. Okay, then object dot put, my value is xyz, and the my key is xyz and the value is considered as an 15. Okay, so this will give me the hash map. Okay, if I print this hash map, it will give me hash map value. Firstly, we'll print the size of my hash map with the size function. Println, we have size wala function, so size is object dot size. This function will give me the size. And okay, the next will print the whole map. String dot out dot print ln. Okay, hash map element. Okay, plus object. When I run this program, proceed. Okay, see, size is 3. Okay, we'll do some formatting. The size is 3 because we are putting or we are adding three elements, 1 2 3. So size is 3, and hash map always come with a key value pair. So if this is my key, for the value, for the key pqr the value is 24, for the key abc value is 12, and for xyz the value is 15. Simple. I hope this is understand. For the map, put is added. For the hash table and hash array list, add is used. For the inside the linked list, add function is used. Okay. For the hash map, put is used. Put is used for those things. Okay. We print that array. Okay. Now, we'll check that key is present inside our hash map or not. Okay, for that, what we can do, if condition, that object. Okay, object means this is object which contain all the elements of our hash map. Okay, so object dot content key. So content key or content value. We can check content key or content value. Key is the unique one, so always content. Duplicate value must be present, or there will be a duplication, but the key is a unique one. Okay. So I will check it contain the key PQ or not. Okay. My hash map contain the key PQR or not. Okay. For that, again, for the hash set iterator is used. Okay. For this, what we can do, we check that it is present or not, and if it is present, we'll store it into one value. Okay. So we'll declare one variable integer result. Okay. Result, which is equal to, I will take the value of this PQR. Okay, I will take the values of PQR the way like object dot what get method same here. What they want, object key, so just pass your object key, and my object key I want PQR वाला की उसका वैल्यू चाहिए. So I want a value of PQR. So I am assigning that value to the result. If it is fine, will show the output कि उसका value क्या मिला हमें. Okay. So println PQR value is 24. Okay. So we'll check that we'll get that 24 or not. Here value of PQR. Okay, result. And I save it and I run it. So it is giving me 24, right? So by this way we can check the key present or not. Okay, same way we can do for the value also. We'll do if object dot contain value, pass the value like pass the 12. Okay, if it is present, display. Now it is string. We are taking the string, so res results as an object dot get object dot get and will pass 12. It is present or not. Why it is getting the key? This is giving me error because it is of type string, and this is of type integer. Okay, that is why it is giving me error. If it is present, it content, it will directly print it is present, value is present. Value is present, 12 is present. If I put 1, we'll check value of 1 is present or not. Okay, so it not gone inside this for loop. Instead of, we can write the else. Present. Okay, now check the output, that is 1 is present or not. So value is not present. So this if block fails, and then cursor goes to the inside this else block, and else block is executed. Okay. So initial capacity of hash map is 16, hash set is 16. Okay. We added this element as a key value pair inside this method with the help of put. Put is the keyword which is used, or put is the method which is used for the inserting elements. Okay, remove, we can remove it. We can check it is contain or not. So values are contain or not inside that. Okay. We can create the hash map of like integer type, float type, with integer, string integer, in any combination. Okay. Then what is pending is like adding element. We'll see We can change the value by again the put method at the this for the PQR we are assigning 24. If I change this and I assign object dot put and assign then any other value like PQR with the value consider as an 30. Okay, we'll check what will be the output. So see, firstly I'm assigning 24, but after that I change it to the 30. So here I'm getting PQR as an 30. So changing is possible. Okay. So removing element is also possible here. How to remove element? Just object dot remove. So remove just key or write down the key and value. So if I write key as an PQR, or we can do XYZ. Okay, and after that I will print. I'm printing system. So after deletion, obj. After deletion, check. We'll check. So my XYZ is removed from my hash map. So this is my hash map main table. After that, I check it is contained or not. So 30 key is value is present. For the key PQR we checked, and the second is that one is present or not. For that, this is the output value is not present, and then I remove the element the key XYZ. As I remove the key, as the with the key value is automatically get removed from your hash map. So the output final hash map is of 30, like two element 30 and 12. Okay, again with the for loop we can travel we can print one by one this hash map. So hash map always in the form of a key value pair, and it inside it by default its value is 6. So capacity is 6 sorry 16, and internally it uses hash code or the hashing technique. Okay, we'll check if we put duplicate, it allows duplicate or not. If PQR 30 is present, okay, I'm adding again PQR 30 and we'll check it allow duplicate key value or not. So see, PQR 30 is already present, so it is not allowing. If I change the value 40, and we'll check after that. So that value is set to 40, but it is not adding duplicately. Okay, it is not adding. But for the 30, I can do I can add new. So PQ new element is added. We'll check for the null key. If this is sorry a null value, if I am adding a triple time with the null, okay. So here it is null. It is not allowing me. Okay. If I add null key and any element, then so check it allow me null key. So here the key is null, but its value is 10. Okay. So allowing it allow for the null key. If I add again one more null key, it will allow me or not. We'll check. So no, only single time that value is assigned to 20 as I am assigning this. So it assigned to 20, but only one null key is allowed. Null value, no null value, but only one null key. Okay, so it is allowing only one null value and no null, only one null key and no null values. Okay, so this is all about your collection concept, like hash map, hash table, hash set. I covered everything. What is hash map, hash table, and hash concept? So these three things are covered, three to four. So list set interface with we did the programming with the hash set. Then for the list we did with an array list and linked list, and then map. We have seen the map. For that we use the class hash map. So try with other classes, like try with the tree set, try with the hash table, tree map on your own, and find out the theoretical part how match with and practical parts. Okay, so only I am telling that list is not a list is allowing duplicate. So theory part is okay, but when you do the practically, you will those things are more clear to you. So just do remaining classes exercise. Okay, I have covered all this, like set, list, and map. Then the last part of this Java is an JDBC collection. JDBC application, or the JD, how to connect with your database from your program. Okay, this is the last part. And after that, in the next section, we will start with the DevOps concept. What is DevOps? And the things is like SVN and Git, which are the repositories used for the storing your source code. So we'll cover SVN in today's session. In the next session, means from 2 to 5, inside the 2 to 5 session, in 2 to 5 time slot, we'll cover the SVN wala things. So, and DevOps, we'll start with the DevOps, and then Jenkins probably on a next Saturday. Okay, so JDBC is the last topic of your Java Java course. So what is JDBC? So Java Database Connectivity, that is JDBC, is an application programming API. So JDBC, it is the API is provided to us. Okay. So it is the API, application programming interface, JDBC, Java database connection, to connect your Java application with the database. So if I am using XYZ database, maybe it is Oracle database, maybe MySQL database, or any database, I need one jar. For Oracle, ODBC jar is required. For MySQL, that MQSQL database jar is required. So whatever database, native database, or any database which installed in your PC, use that database jars and do the coding for the JDBC connection. Okay, so JDBC is used to interact with the various type of database such as Oracle, MS Access, MySQL, SQL Server. The syntax of all these, or the logic of all those queries are same. Some of the syntax may be difference in the different databases, but the query patterns, everything is pretty much similar. So JDBC can also be defined as a platform independent interface between the relational database and the Java programming. So it is platform independent. Okay, so JDBC is platform independent. It allows Java program to execute SQL statement. We write the SQL statement in our Java program instead of directly doing the query on a database. We do the query from our programming. Okay, then it allows the Java program to execute SQL statement and retrieve the result from the database. The JDBC API consists of the classes. So JDBC API, these are API is written by the Java team for us. So it consists of the classes and the method that are used to perform various operations like connect, read, write, and store data. Means whatever the operation you want to perform, you can do. You can update any table. You can create a new table from the Java programming. You can select the table from the Java programming. So read, write, and store the data in the database. So what happened? how this architect look like, we'll see. So here it is your database, means it is maybe your Oracle database, it is sorry, your MySQL any MS Access database. It connect to your driver manager. Okay, so driver manager is there. You need to know about your driver manager. I will explain what is driver manager. And it, over that driver manager, JDBC API is present. Okay, and using those API we write our program. Okay, so we are using this JDBC API, which is internally called driver manager, and this driver manager will connect with your database. So whatever execution or whatever the logic I am writing inside my Java application, means for example select query. So when driver manager connect with your database, it will give you the result of that query inside on your console, Eclipse wala console. Okay, not your PL SQL wala console. So JDBC driver. So this driver is required to establish connection between the application and database. So driver is responsible for connecting your application with your database. So this is it also help to process SQL requests. So whatever the request or queries you are writing on a inside your program, so that request and generating result are all done by your JDBC driver. So JDBC driver is only responsible, or it is only creating the connections. Okay, then which are used by the application based on the scenario. Means JDBC drivers are different. They are highly platform dependent. Means you are using Oracle database, the JDBC driver may be different. For the MS SQL, it may be different. Okay, so type are these are the type, like JDBC, ODBC bridge is there. Then native API Java driver is there. Then native protocol. Then thin driver is there. So these are what is JDBC and ODBC bridge. So type one driver act as a bridge. This JDBC driver is nothing but a middleware. Okay, like a middleware. So it is act as a bridge between your JDBC, means your database, and your application. So whenever from any app the JDBC call, it goes firstly to the native ODBC or the your JDBC bridge driver, and then it passes to the ODBC driver, and then finally it is connect with the data server. So there is always a JDBC and ODBC connectivity mechanism is present in between your Java application and database. But as the Java enhances, its features are getting increases, some features are deprecated. Like the same way, this JDBC and ODBC bridge has removed from the Java 8. Okay, now advantages and disadvantages of JDBC is like it is easy to use, allow easy connection to database, and support the ODBC driver. Okay, it is easy to use these. Because of this API, we need not write any messy code. All these small connections we are not required because of the ready-made API. We just use those APIs in our program. So it is easy to use. It allow easy connectivity to all the database, means whatever the database, only the jar is required. If you are using Oracle, then ODBC jar is required, MySQL jar is required for the MySQL database, like that. So the connectivity is easy, and you can do the coding easily. Disadvantages is slow execution because it depends on the ODBC driver. Okay, and Java uses Java native interface to make ODBC call. So JDBC APIs is there. JDBC API mainly divided into two packages. Each one, when we are using JDBC, we have import of these packages. Okay, classes which have Java .SQL and JavaX.SQL. These are the two interfaces. So SQL package have the blob connections, driver manager statement. Statement was creation of any SQL statement. We need the statement class. So these are present in the Java SQL. So these Java.SQL package is important when you are doing any connection. Like for the scanner class, for the collection, we use a Java.util package. Sorry. For those collections we use java.util package, but for this jdbc api we use java.sql package. So everything is present inside your sql. These are the following steps. Five steps are considered while doing the JDBC connections. So register the driver. Register the driver, create the connections, then write a SQL statement, then write a execute SQL statement, and closing the connections. Okay, so these things are there. With these five steps we do the our connections. Okay, then register the driver class dot for name, which is used to load the driver class explicitly if we want to load jdbc and odbc driver. So class dot for name, and this is our driver name. Okay, get connection, we are getting the driver manager ka connection. So this all about our jdbc. I have one program, we'll see. Okay, I will show you directly. Just check. Just copy paste the or the jar in your program, and class will see. This is my class oracle connections, or you can write for the mysql same as mysql connections. Okay, and we want everything like prepare statement, execute sql statements. For that we need a sql. So we are importing java.sql. Everything, these connections, this statement are present in the this package. So we are importing that. So this is my collection. Okay, inside the try and catch I am writing, because if my, because of any reason my a connection failed, then that exception should be catch. That is why I written inside the try catch block. So it is always a good practice to write your code inside the try catch block. So now the five steps we have already discussed. So those are class dot for name. So write your driver class name. So this is your driver class names. Okay, so oracle dot jdbc driver, oracle driver. So you are using oracle driver. In case of this mysql, you are using this java jar file, that is com mysql jdbc driver. Okay, depend on your oracle database. Okay, then connection. Now we establishing our connection. For that, connection class is used, and we create the object of connection. So driver manager dot get connection, we are requesting our driver manager to get the connection. But for that, the driver manager needs some input. Okay, what id password. Okay, so my ip is localhost, on which port my database is present, that is 1521. Okay, these are the same, like jdbc is same oracle. In the mysql it is like jdbc mysql, and write down your ip and port. So ip is localhost, and port on which your database is present, and database name, id and password. So root, these are the id and password. SONO, that is your database name, that is schema name. Okay, similarly here my schema is my id is system, and oracle is my password. Okay, so those things which are required to connect your local database, those things are needed. You have to pass those things. So jdbc mysql, jdbc oracle, pass your database name and ip and your port where that database is present. Then this is your database name, that is schema name, id and password. Okay, then the next is statement. Means you are writing, now you are writing any statement, maybe an update query, sql set, any kind of statement you are going to write. For that we need a connections. Okay, so what we do, we create a statement is a class object of that statement class, and on the object of connection class we request that I can create a statement. So I am requesting this connection, please give me the object, and on that object I create a statement. Means on this object now I am able to create the statement, that is select, update, anything, create. Okay, Now on a line number 12, I am using this statement. Now this statement will get the connections of our database, and this statement object will able to make a statement or a query so that it will execute. Okay, so now I am using that statement object, and execute query is a method which is present on the statement. So I'm using that execute statement. Write the table name which is present in your local database. Try one, firstly try within select. So select star from EMP. EMP is a table name which might be present in your database. Whatever the table, dummy table is present in your database, just write that table name. So execute query. Now statement is created. On that statement object, I will execute my query, and the result set I will store inside this rs object, which of the type result set. Now I want to display all these three. So this employee have employee id, employee name, and for example employee surname. Okay, so for this I am taking the three get. Okay, so rs dot next means element next is present inside this loop or not. If it is present, then print first element. If result set is content maybe a 5 to 4 rows, so one by one we are printing it. Okay, so we are printing first, second, and third. And after that, a connection dot close means if I am opening the connection, it is my responsibility to close that connection. Okay, this is the best practice. Otherwise the database will remain as open as it is. So better just close that connection. So con that close will close your connections. Okay, so it is pretty simple. Try your own, whatever the internal database you have. If you have ODBC connections, the Oracle, then go with an Oracle. If you have MS SQL, then go with an MS SQL connection. Just the difference between two is only this: passing the name of your driver wala conditions, like JDBC MySQL. In case of Oracle, it is the this by this way. Okay, just take the program. I'm keeping open. So it is very simple how to connect your application. Write this Java program in your Eclipse and try to execute it. You will see the output of your tables on a console here only. Okay, so just 2 to 3 steps are there. Connections is required. For connection we are taking the driver into consideration, and passing the values of database where we want to connect. So passing the values of local database, then we are writing the statement, and we are writing the statement on the connections object. So we create a connection dot create statement, and then result set is stored when we do execution. So execute query is the function used on a statement object. So and storing those result into the result set object, and we are iterate that result set object, so we'll get the output. At the end we are closing the connection. So that's it about the JDBC connection, which is a pretty simple one. There is nothing hard in that. So this is all about the Java. I hope Java is clear to everyone. We have discussed many things about the Java, many basic concept, as well as the core concept, as well as the advanced concept, also multi-threading, multi exceptions handling, then collection part, which is a favorite part if you go within product based company. So collection data structure part is their favorite part for questioning. So best way to prepare it. SQL is needed everywhere. you go with any programming language, SQL is needed. So prepare SQL as well. So these are about the Java. So arrays, we have seen how the loops taking input from the user, what is inheritance, oops concept, inheritance, abstraction, polymorphism, what is static, final keywords in the Java, what those meaning, what is abstract classes, abstract inheritance, uh, then polymorphism, method overloading, method overriding, uh, then interfaces, encapsulation, everything I explain within program also, so I don't think there is any issues in the concept understanding. In case you face any issues, just ping your question to Ashwini ma'am. Okay, ma'am will pass that question. Okay, and I will answer those questions if you have any questions. Okay, so this is the end of our Java course. From next session we'll start with the DevOps. What is DevOps, why this what this team is doing in the market, what is difference between, like, from the developer and tester, this is the third teams, how it is working, and what tools they are using. We'll see everything. We'll cover the two tools of the DevOps. Firstly, which is important, is SVN and the Git. So we'll cover Git, SVN in the today's session. And on the Saturday session, we'll cover the Jenkins. Jenkins is a pipelining tool, automation tool, which used by the DevOps team for the continuous integrations. Okay, what is continuous integration? How the deployment done in the IT industry, will explain those things in the next session. Okay, so we'll cover those things, DevOps related things. So this is all about the Java. Java is covered. I hope I covered everything, all the details of Java. Okay. So in case any issue, please let me know. I'm stopping here. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so
Thank you so
much.
much, ma'am. Students will get back here after lunch break.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you.